Welcome back, rankers. Oh my God, have you heard the panic this week? It's the end of SEO yet again. I reckon that's about the 20th time this year. What happened last week is that we saw some big changes to the way Google is displaying results. Now, there's been a few articles and blog posts on these changes already. People are saying Google's destroyed this search engine, that's the end of it. Look, they've even got a toe tag here. The Fairfax Press has been saying it's the end of search as we know it. Fear, 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 be scared. Don't worry about it, trust me. It's a good change. Some of you may remember that over the years I've been less than impressed with Google Maps and the way that the algorithm seems to be able to be gamed very easily. And here's just a few, even since 2008, been talking about maps. And we did a lot of work on maps in the day. And what we found was that it was just too easy to scam and people were spamming it. And then strange things would happen with maps. And so we sort of just kept waiting because we thought Google has to change this at some point because that product isn't as good as their organic product. Well, that's what they've done. They have fixed sort of maps, places, whatever you want to call it now. And basically what they're doing is that prior to last Friday, if you did a search, say, for, let's see, car dealers, Peninsula. Let's see what comes up. Peninsula. Oh, you've only got one, and it is a places listing. All that Google is doing now is that they're putting where something used to be number one in organic, it's still number one for organic. All they're doing now is they're throwing a places listing information against it if it's been claimed by the owner. Let's go for, let's see, let's just type in Carrum, see what happens. I'm just going to get told where it is. Carrum Downs Vet. Okay, so what we're seeing here is what we used to get with maps or places is that you would get these entries above the organic. And if you were number one up here, you're probably getting some good traffic from that. Chances are now, though, that's disappeared. And that is something that you need to be concerned about. If you were only relying on these entries in Google Places to get you ranked high in the search engine, then that's gone for most searches. It's not gone in this search. The reason it hasn't gone for this search here is because there's nobody else down here that is ranking for Carrum Downs Vet and also has a place page that's relevant to that suburb. See all these here, Carrum Downs Veterinary Clinic, maps.google.com.au. The URL is not that company's website, it's the Google web page. And you know, if we look down at some of these entries here in Google Maps, whilst they may have their own places page because they've got their web address attached to it, you'll see that they're not ranking down here for that phrase. If they were ranking down here, if there were a couple ranking down here and that were also in places, you would see that top 10 listing of places disappear and it would just be replaced with the normal organic listing, and whichever one of those websites with places also ranked here, you would see that place information. Let me show you what I mean. If we just go car dealers, we can see now that we've got these two organic three organic listings above these place pages. But if we go car dealerships, so we get anything different, we get the same thing. And if we go car dealerships Frankston, and this algorithm is still being rolled out too. You may still see changes as more data centers update and they tweak it and those sorts of things. But remember, I did tell you a few weeks ago that Google Places was important, and I'll put a link to that video. And this was after I'd said I'd spoken to Google on the Peter Switzer show, and Claire Hatton from Google did say Claim your places. It's important. It is. So now you can see this one here is we've got all this place information listed here. Now, as I say, if previously all you were counting on was Google Places and you're paying someone to get you into #1 in Google Places, well, that's now gone unless you have an organic listing that's also ranking well as well. And that's what it's about. It's about, Google's not going to toss away its algorithm that's worked so well for it over all these years, which is what some of these articles have been saying, that Google's completely changed. It hasn't. It's just taking Places data, putting it against organic. When there's a phrase that is quite a popular phrase, a highly used or highly searched for phrase, you may find you don't need to have a geographic descriptor in there and you'll still get Places listings. That's some of the things that change. Also, what's changing too a lot more is, we can change our location a lot easier here. And that's one of the reasons for that is that Google is very bad at trying to work out where fixed locations are. For instance, it used to think I was in the suburb of Cremorne until I changed it. But on mobile, it does it a lot better because it's got the 3G tower names and all those sorts of things to work off. And of course, GPS, if you've got it switched on. So this change is all about trying to deliver information at a local level that Google thinks is really important to the search results. And quite frankly, I'm wrapped with it because it means all the Google map scamming is over, all the Google map hacking, who cares anymore? It's about organic, it's always been about organic. Have a look at this. Let's just say you're Coles. They're a large supermarket chain here. No Places listings. Let's just say you're Woolworths. 2 Places listing, and they're not relevant. One's in the other side of Melbourne. One's about 80k away. This one's probably about 30 or 40k away. Another big chain. Well, this is good, Cranbourne, but there's one Cranbourne, Dingley, Cranbourne. There's one 500 metres away and it's not listed here. And you'll see here, maps.google, and we've only got one in there that's been claimed by Woolworths. So go in and, on the other hand, if you have a look at Nando's, they've done a good job. They're a fast food outlet. Oop, oh. Try that again. Well, it's got the One Place page and it's the right one, just down the road. So that's it for this week's show. Hopefully that helps. See you next week. Bye.